much for volunteering for this. I know that we had communicated back and forth about what you wanted to work on, and you feel like you're not moving forward in your business, correct?
Mm-hmm, correct.
Okay. And then it was something about you wanted to launch a program or something like that? So
yeah.
describe that for me.
So I'm in another mentoring program to actually launch a program. And it's basically like a mentoring program for women to gain confidence and create a life that reflects that. And I'm really passionate about it, but it's just like I've developed a free offer and I've done all these things to develop this program, and I just can't seem to take that next step to actually launching it and making my business.
I know there's a lot of different pieces with launching. What's the next logical step that you need to take in order to move towards the launch?
Building my email list realistically, like building kind of a following and getting myself out there.
Okay.
Or putting myself
what would be one of the ways that you could be building your list?
One of the ways is, well, that my mentor is encouraging me to do is kind of getting out on Facebook, like social media, and doing live videos and just more videos in general, and just kind of putting myself out there.
Okay. And so do you have a topic that you would cover if you were to do a Facebook Live?
Yeah, actually I have quite a few topics on confidence and that I could do. Okay.
So you want to do a Facebook Live talk on confidence. And thinking about doing that, I know that some people do extensive notes and some people wing it and some people have bullet points. What would be a step towards preparation for doing that Facebook Live on confidence?
Mine would probably be like an outline.
Okay. So you'd need to write an outline.
Mm-hmm.
Thinking about writing an outline for the Facebook Live on confidence, tell me what you're feeling about just doing the outline.
It makes me feel excited and a little bit nervous, but mostly excited.
Okay. And so if we were to give you a date by which you would have that outline done, just the outline, give yourself a deadline.
I would say, because I've already started to work on them, so I would say an outline could be 2 weeks. So like, I don't know what the date.
Confidence one in 2 weeks. The outline for the confidence one.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So give me an actual date so I can mark it on my calendar, and I will expect you to email me saying just the outline.
Just the outline would be by August 12th. I could do it by.
All right. And just thinking that you have till August 12th to complete the outline for the confidence talk on on Facebook Live. Are you feeling more nervous now?
Yeah.
Give me a number, 0 to 10.
A 6.
Okay. Do you feel that anywhere in your body?
My solar plexus.
Okay. All righty. And if I ask you to repeat anything that doesn't sound true, you want to say it in a different way, something else shows up, by all means, interrupt me, correct me, say it's not landing, because the power with this is for me to use your own words.
Okay. Thank you.
All right. So even though I feel nervous.
Even though I feel nervous.
In my solar plexus.
In my solar plexus.
Just imagining writing an outline.
Just imagining writing an outline.
On confidence.
On confidence.
And I have to have it done by the 12th.
And I have to have it done by the 12th.
I deeply and completely accept myself.
I deeply and completely accept myself.
Even though I feel this nervousness in my solar plexus.
Even though I feel this nervousness in my solar plexus.
Just imagining having to come up with an outline.
Just imagining having to come up with an outline.
On confidence.
On confidence.
By the 12th.
By the 12th.
I deeply and completely accept myself.
I deeply and completely accept myself.
Even though I feel nervous in my solar plexus.
Even though I feel nervous in my solar plexus.
Imagining coming up with an outline.
Imagining coming up with an outline.
On confidence.
On confidence.
By the 12th.
By the 12th.
I deeply and completely accept myself.
I deeply and completely accept myself.
Good. Feeling nervous in my solar plexus.
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 Imagining putting together an outline.
Imagining putting together an outline.
For a Facebook Live.
For a Facebook Live.
On confidence.
On confidence.
And I have to have that by the 12th.
And I have to have it done by the 12th.
Feeling all this nervousness.
Feeling all this nervousness.
This nervousness in my solar plexus.
This nervousness in my solar plexus.
I got an itchy nose. So, nervousness in your solar plexus is doing this outline 0 to 10 now.
I would say like a 2 at most, 3.
Okay. Is it still in your solar plexus?
Mm-hmm.
And is it still nervousness?
Yeah.
Okay. Even though I still feel this remaining nervousness in my solar plexus.
Even though I still feel this remaining nervousness in my solar plexus.
Just imagining having to come up with an outline.
Just imagining having to come up with an outline.
By the 12th.
By the 12th.
I deeply and completely accept myself.
I deeply and completely accept myself.
Even though I feel this nervousness in my solar plexus.
Even though I feel this nervousness in my solar plexus.
Imagining having to come up with an outline.
Imagining having to come up with an outline.
By the 12th.
By the 12th.
I deeply and completely accept myself.
I deeply and completely accept myself.
Even though I feel this nervousness in my solar plexus.
Even though I feel this nervousness in my solar plexus.
Just imagining having to complete an outline.
Just imagining having to complete an outline.
On confidence.
On confidence.
That I'll be doing as a Facebook Live.
That I'll be doing as a Facebook Live.
I deeply and completely accept myself.
I deeply and completely accept myself.
This remaining nervousness in my solar plexus.
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 Okay. Think about coming up with the outline on confidence by the 12th. How are you feeling now?
I feel like I can do it. I feel good. I feel confident.
Good. All right. So if you're going to have the outline by the 12th, tell me when you're actually going to do the Facebook Live by.
That's a great question. Let's see. Realistically, I should be able to do it on the 12th, but I'm really nervous that I won't be able to.
Okay.
Well, I'll be, okay, let's see. So let's say just going to go with the date, the 18th.
Okay, August 18th. You're going to, everybody is hearing it now. Michelle's
Yeah.
on Facebook Live on August the 18th.
Yes.
Okay. What are you feeling and what are you feeling it about? Let's get really into the nitty gritty.
Okay.
So what are you feeling?
Feeling a lot of anxiousness, a lot of anxiety.
Okay. And about what specifically?
Gosh, that's a good question. So when I think about it, just the anticipation of, like, I don't know, just going on Facebook Live and not being able to take it back. Like, everyone will see me, basically.
Okay. So once you hit that live button, you won't be able to take it back.
Mm-hmm.
And we're going to be watching.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Anxiety 0 to 10.
Probably an 8.
Do you feel it anywhere in your body?
In my chest.
Okay. All right. Even though I feel all this anxiety in my chest.
Even though I feel all this anxiety in my chest.
About doing this Facebook Live on the 18th.
About doing this Facebook Live on the 18th.
I won't be able to take it back.
I won't be able to take it back.
And people will be watching.
And people will be watching.
I deeply and completely accept myself.
I deeply and completely accept myself.
Even though I feel all this anxiety in my solar plexus.
Even though I feel all of this anxiety in my chest, that's okay.
I knew it as soon as I said it. And just imagining doing the Facebook Live on the 18th.
Just imagining doing the Facebook Live on the 18th.
I can't take it back.
I can't take it back.
People are going to be watching.
People are going to be watching.
I deeply and completely accept myself.
I deeply and completely accept myself.
Even though I feel all this anxiety.
Even though I feel all this anxiety.
In my chest.
In my chest.
Imagining doing the Facebook Live on the 18th.
Imagining doing the Facebook Live on the 18th.
I can't take it back.
I can't take it back.
Once I start, people will be watching.
Once I start, people will be watching.
I deeply and completely accept myself.
I deeply and completely accept myself.
Good. People are going to be watching.
People are going to be watching.
And once I hit live, I can't take it back.
Once I hit live, I can't take it back.
All this anxiety in my chest.
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 Once I go live, I can't take it back.
Once I go live, I can't take it back.
And people are going to be watching.
And people are going to be watching.
People are going to be watching.
People are going to be watching. So it's gone down to nervousness, and it's kind of gone like up in my throat, like a lump in my throat.
Okay. And is it still that you're going to hit live, you can't take it back, and that people are going to be watching, or some other flavor of that?
Yeah, like people are going to see me and I might like mess up.
Okay. So in your head, how can you mess up? What is it that would happen?
Freezing. Like I would just forget everything.
Yeah, that's a common one. Okay. Nervousness that you're going to freeze, 0 to 10.
Yeah, that's probably a 9.
Okay. All right. Even though I feel all this nervousness in my throat.
Even though I feel all this nervousness in my throat.
I'm going to get on that Facebook Live.
I'm going to get on that Facebook Live.
And I might freeze.
And I might freeze.
And I deeply and completely accept myself.
And I deeply and completely accept myself.
Even though I feel this nervousness in my throat.
Even though I feel this nervousness in my throat.
Just imagining doing that Facebook Live.
Just imagining doing that Facebook Live.
People are going to be watching me.
People are going to be watching me.
What if I freeze?
What if I freeze?
I deeply and completely accept myself.
I deeply and completely accept myself.
Even though I feel this nervousness in my throat.
Even though I feel this nervousness in my throat.
People are going to be watching me.
People are going to be watching me.
That Facebook Live on the 18th.
That Facebook Live on the 18th.
What if I freeze?
What if I freeze?
I deeply and completely accept myself.
I deeply and completely accept myself.
Feeling this nervousness in my throat.
Feeling this nervousness in my throat.
I'm going to go on there. People are going to be watching me.
I'm going to go on there and people are going to be watching me.
What if I freeze?
What if I freeze?
What if I freeze?
What if I freeze?
I'm going to turn on Facebook Live on the 18th.
I'm going to turn on Facebook Live on the 18th.
People are going to be watching me.
People are going to be watching me.
What if I freeze?
What if I freeze?
All this nervousness in my throat.
All this nervousness in my throat. It's definitely gone down. The biggest piece that I'm thinking of is forgetting my words, like forgetting what I'm going to say or what I want to say. And it's almost like in my head, it's like losing my voice and my throat keeps like, or my voice keeps cracking in and out. And it hasn't been doing that until I started like tapping on this or like thinking about this.
All right. So is it still a feeling of nervousness?
Yeah.
Okay. And is it still in your throat because your voice is cracking, or would you say it's somewhere else?
It's kind of more in my chest and goes up to my throat every once in a while.
Just your throat. Okay. All right. Even though I'm feeling this nervousness.
Even though I'm feeling this nervousness.
From my chest up to my throat.
From my chest up to my throat.
Just imagining doing the Facebook Live.
Just imagining doing the Facebook Live.
What if I forget what I want to say?
What if I forget what I want to say?
I deeply and completely accept myself.
I deeply and completely accept myself.
Even though I feel all of this nervousness
even though I feel all this nervousness
from my chest up to my throat,
from my chest up to my throat.
what if I get on there and
What if I get on there?
I forget what I want to say?
I forget what I want to say.
I deeply and completely accept myself.
I deeply and completely accept myself.
Even though I'm feeling this nervousness
Even though I'm feeling this nervousness
from my chest up to my throat,
from my chest up to my throat.
what if I forget what I want to say?
What if I forget what I want to say?
I deeply and completely accept myself.
I deeply and completely accept myself.
This nervousness from my chest up to my throat,
This nervousness from my chest up to my throat.
what if I forget what I want to say?
What if I forget what I want to say?
What if I forget what I want to say?
What if I forget what I want to say?
This nervousness,
This nervousness.
this nervousness.
This nervousness.
What if I get on there and people are watching me
What if I get on there and people are watching me
and I forget what I want to say?
and I forget what I want to say?
I forget what I want to say.
I forget what I want to say. I feel a lot better when I think about it.
Okay. So thinking about that day, you're going to be on the 18th. You're going to hit go or whatever it is. It counts down. And then it's 5 and people are watching you. What's left about that?
I feel it nervousness like in my chest,
Yeah.
but I don't know. It's like an excited nervous,
Okay.
like just the
Okay.
anticipation, like kind of like, oh, it's happening.
So I want you to really tune in, maybe close your eyes and imagine that whole scenario that you're going to actually do it. And just let's make sure there's nothing but real cool anticipation, nervous energy, because it's exciting and it's anticipation, not anything negative.
Yeah, I feel like, well, maybe I'm just used to being nervous and it's like not a good nervous, but I feel like it's fine. Like it's just kind of nervous, but good.
Okay, so has that ever happened to you that you've frozen and forgotten what you want to say?
I want to say yeah, but I can't
Okay.
think of it. Like a presentation or something.
Okay, so let's just have you guess at when that could have happened. College or after or high school, or when could it have happened?
High school.
High school. Okay, and high school, imagining that it would happen, what class could it have happened in?
I know the classroom that I'm in. I just don't know what, language arts or something like that.
Language arts. Okay, could it happen at language arts where were you standing up at the front of the classroom?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I want you to just imagine that that's happening. You're up at the front of the classroom in high school. You're in language arts class and you're giving a presentation. And what happens? You forget what to say or you freeze?
I remember now. So this kid made a comment and then I forgot. It kind of like jolted me. Like people laughed and then I forgot. It was just for like a split, like little bit, but it felt like eternity.
Okay. And so thinking about that, what are you feeling?
Embarrassed.
0 to 10.
A 6.
Do you feel that in your body?
My chest.
Okay. All right. Even though I feel all this embarrassment in my chest.
Even though I feel all this embarrassment in my chest.
This kid made a comment.
This kid made a comment.
He jolted me.
He jolted me.
And I forgot what I was going to say.
And I forgot what I was going to say.
I froze for just a moment.
I froze for just a moment.
I deeply and completely accept myself.
I deeply and completely accept myself.
Even though I feel all of this embarrassment.
Even though I feel all this embarrassment.
This kid made a comment.
This kid made a comment.
It jolted me.
It jolted me.
I deeply and completely accept myself.
I deeply and completely accept myself.
Even though I feel all of this embarrassment.
Even though I feel all this embarrassment.
This kid made a comment.
This kid made a comment.
I was up at the front of the class
I was up at the front of the class
giving a presentation.
giving a presentation.
It jolted me.
It jolted me.
I froze.
I froze.
I forgot what to say.
I forgot what to say.
I deeply and completely accept myself.
I deeply and completely accept myself.
This embarrassment.
This embarrassment.
This embarrassment.
This embarrassment.
This embarrassment in my chest.
This embarrassment in my chest.
All this embarrassment.
All this embarrassment.
The kid made a comment.
The kid made a comment.
And he jolted me.
And he jolted me.
I forgot what to say.
I forgot what to say.
All this embarrassment in my chest.
All this embarrassment in my chest. It's more like a frustrated feeling in my throat now.
Okay. And it's about you freezing in that moment or some other part of it?
More about him making a comment.
Okay. All right. Even though so 0 to 10 on the frustration?
About 4.
Okay. Even though I feel this frustration in my throat.
Even though I feel this frustration in my throat.
That he made that comment.
That he made that comment.
I deeply and completely accept myself.
I deeply and completely accept myself.
Even though I feel frustrated in my throat.
Even though I feel frustrated in my throat.
That he made that comment.
That he made that comment.
I deeply and completely accept myself.
I deeply and completely accept myself.
Even though I feel frustrated in my throat.
Even though I feel frustrated in my throat.
That he made that comment.
That he made that comment.
I deeply and completely accept myself.
I deeply and completely accept myself.
Frustrated that he made that comment.
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 Frustrated that he made that comment. Yeah, I don't feel anything about it anymore.
0?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So I want you to really think about that event.
Yes.
Do you remember what he said to you?
I don't.
Okay. All right. What could he have said to you? Or what could he have said? What remark could he have made?
It could have been something about like the content I was providing, like that it wasn't good enough or it was kind of a joke or something.
Okay. So I'm gonna act like a high school guy if I can channel that and say, oh my God, it's so friggin' boring.
Mm-hmm.
Really? Seriously? Loser. Anything get you? Thinking about that?
Yeah,
What?
just that.
What do you
Like, just that, like, what I'm putting out there isn't good enough. Like, people don't want to hear it.
Okay. So, are we talking about that moment in high school?
No.
No. All right. We're talking about now.
Yeah.
All right. Thinking about your Facebook Live on confidence and that you're going to have an outline on the 12th and you're going to do the live on the 18th, right? Yes. Thinking about that, you feel that it's not going to be good enough. And what are you feeling about that?
Just that there's this voice, like, no one wants to hear what you have to say or no one cares. And it makes me feel, I don't know if I have an emotion for it, but it's like right in my solar plexus, like this tightness.
Okay. And the intensity of it's not going to be good enough. No one cares. No one's really going to be interested.
An 8.
Okay. Even though I feel this intensity?
Even though I feel this intensity.
This tightness in my solar plexus?
This tightness in my solar plexus.
Just thinking about doing that Facebook Live?
Just thinking about doing that Facebook Live.
No one's going to be interested?
No one's going to be interested.
Because it's not going to be good enough.
Because it's not going to be good enough.
I deeply and completely accept myself.
I deeply and completely accept myself.
Even though I feel this tightness in my solar plexus.
Even though I feel this tightness in my solar plexus.
This feeling that it's not going to be good enough.
This feeling that it's not going to be good enough.
No one's going to be interested.
No one's going to be interested.
I deeply and completely accept myself.
I deeply and completely accept myself.
Even though I'm thinking about that Facebook Live on the 18th.
Even though I'm thinking about that Facebook Live on the 18th.
No one's going to be interested.
No one's going to be interested.
No one cares.
No one cares.
It's just not going to be good enough.
It's just not going to be good enough.
I deeply and completely accept myself.
I deeply and completely accept myself.
This tightness in my solar plexus.
This tightness in my solar plexus.
Just not going to be good enough.
Just not going to be good enough.
This tightness in my solar plexus.
This tightness in my solar plexus.
No one's going to care.
No one's going to care.
It's not going to be good enough.
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 This tightness in my solar plexus.
This tightness in my solar plexus.
It's not going to be good enough.
It's not going to be good enough. It still somewhat feels accurate.
Okay. Still an 8?
No, I would say it's like a 5.
Okay. And what part of that are you focusing on? You're going to do it. You're going to go on. What part of that whole thing are you focused on?
More like people not, like reactions of people, or more like people not reacting or not watching it, I guess.
Okay. So is it people not reacting or people not watching?
People not reacting.
Okay. So they're going to be people watching and they're not going to react. And Facebook Live, it's like hearts and thumbs up and all of that. So you'll get nothing? Is that what you mean?
Yeah.
Okay. And imagining that happening, is it still in your solar plexus?
Yeah.
And is it still about a 5?
Okay. Probably a 6.
Okay. All right. Even though I'm going to do the Facebook Live on the 18th.
I'm going to do the Facebook Live on the 18th.
And no one's reacting.
And no one's reacting.
And I feel this tightness in my solar plexus.
And I feel this tightness in my solar plexus.
I deeply and completely accept myself.
I deeply and completely accept myself.
Even though I feel this tightness in my solar plexus.
Even though I feel this tightness in my solar plexus.
I'll do the Facebook Live on the 18th.
I'll do the Facebook Live on the 18th.
And no one's reacting.
And no one's reacting.
And it's because of what I'm saying?
Yeah, and it's because of what I'm saying.
I deeply and completely accept myself.
I deeply and completely accept myself.
Even though I feel this tightness in my solar plexus.
Even though I feel this tightness in my solar plexus.
I'll be doing the Facebook Live on the 18th.
I'll be doing the Facebook Live on the 18th.
And no one's reacting.
And no one's reacting.
Because of what I'm saying.
It's because of what I'm saying.
I deeply and completely accept myself.
I deeply and completely accept myself.
This tightness in my solar plexus.
This tightness in my solar plexus.
No one's reacting.
No one's reacting.
No one's giving me a thumbs up.
No one's giving me a thumbs up.
No one's giving me the hearts.
No one's giving me the hearts.
I'm not getting any reaction.
I'm not getting any reaction.
And it's because of what I'm saying.
And it's because of what I'm saying.
Feeling all this tightness in my solar plexus.
Feeling all this tightness in my solar plexus.
No one's reacting.
No one's reacting. There's just some remaining nervousness around it. Like, what if people don't react because of what I'm saying?
Okay.
And it's like a 3, though.
Okay. What is it about what you're saying that's going to not be good enough or people won't react to it?
That I don't have enough knowledge, that I'm not like an expert in it.
Okay. And so you still feeling nervousness or something else thinking about that part of it?
Yeah, nervousness.
And you feel it in your solar plexus or somewhere else?
It's a little higher, more like in my chest.
Okay. And it's still about a 3?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to start some reframing, and please let me know if it's not landing. If you know, like, what? No, that doesn't feel right. Let me know.
Okay.
All right, so even though I'm still feeling some nervousness,
Even though I'm still feeling some nervousness,
and I feel it in my chest,
I'm
not an expert,
not an expert,
so they're not going to react,
so they're not going to react.
but maybe I need to practice.
But maybe I need to practice.
Maybe I'll become more of an expert.
Maybe I'll become more of an expert.
The more that I talk about it.
The more that I talk about it.
Is that feeling right?
Yeah.
Okay. Even though I'm still feeling some nervousness.
Even though I'm still feeling some nervousness.
Still feeling nervous in my chest.
Still feeling nervous in my chest.
I'm not an expert.
I'm not an expert.
That's why people aren't going to react.
That's why people aren't going to react.
But if I don't do this first one,
I'll
never be an expert.
I'll never be an expert.
So maybe I can just try. Even though I'm feeling nervous.
Even though I'm feeling nervous.
Feeling nervous in my chest.
Feeling nervous in my chest.
What if nobody reacts?
What if nobody reacts?
Because of what I'm saying.
Because of what I'm saying.
Because I'm not an expert.
Because I'm not an expert.
Maybe I don't need to be an expert.
Maybe I don't need to be an expert.
Maybe I can just be myself.
Maybe I can just be myself.
Maybe I can just try that.
Maybe I can just try that.
It's my first one.
It's my first one.
Maybe I don't have to expect myself to be an expert on the first time.
Maybe I don't have to expect myself to be an expert on the first time.
I don't have to be an expert the first time.
I don't have to be an expert the first time.
There's a part of me that's actually feeling excited.
There's a part of me that's actually feeling excited.
Maybe I don't have to know it all.
Maybe I don't have to know it all.
I'm coming up with an outline so I can look down at my paper.
I'm coming up with an outline so I can look down at my paper.
And maybe it's just enough to get the first one out.
Maybe it's just enough to get the first one out.
I shouldn't expect myself to be an expert the first time I do this.
I shouldn't expect myself to be an expert the first time I do this.
Maybe it'll just be fun.
Maybe it'll just be fun.
Maybe I'll just be myself.
Maybe I'll just be myself.
And that'll be enough.
And that'll be enough. I feel really good.
Yeah?
Yeah, that all rang true to me. So it's really good.
Good. Okay, so let's just think about that one more time. Mm-hmm. Think about it. You're going to be there. You've got your notes, your outline, and you're just going to try to be yourself, and you're just going to talk to the camera, and you're going to hit live, and it's going to go 3, 2, 1, and there'll be people on there. How's that all feeling?
Exciting.
All right. Excellent. Okay.
Yeah, I'm excited for it.
Okay, good. So that's the next step towards building your email list.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, good. And so if that goes out and that's your first one, is there anything else that you can be doing to move your business along?
Building my email list and I mean, it's really small, but just again, putting myself out there, like pictures and stuff and posts that I'm kind of struggling with because I always critique myself in pictures and I won't put them out there.
Okay. So, all right. So do you have an Instagram account? Is that where you're doing your photos? Or
yeah.
Okay. All right. So, imagine, so how often would you be doing that? What's the frequency of what you want to be doing?
Probably once every 2 days at this point.
Okay. Once every 2 days. When was the last time you did it?
I would say 4 days ago, I think.
Okay. And thinking about the picture that you posted 4 days ago, how are you feeling?
That one I'm feeling fine on because it was just a quote. I do each time different ones, but I do have this photo that my mom took that I wanted to post on my Instagram, but I haven't been able to make that leap because I keep critiquing myself and I'm like so nervous to put it out there.
Good. Let's use that one.
Okay.
thinking about posting that picture on Instagram, what are you feeling? Nervous?
Yeah, I'm feeling nervous.
And when you're looking at that picture, what is it about that picture, or what is it that you think you're going to get as a reaction? Or let me hear what you have going on about it.
Like, oh, it's so lame, but oh, she's gained weight, and like, oh, she, that's a weird picture, and like just weird things like that.
Okay, so thinking about that, your nervousness that somebody's going to say, oh, she's gained weight. 0 to 10.
Like a 7.
Okay. And do you feel that anywhere in your body?
Well, oddly enough, it's kind of like in my face, which is where I'm critiquing myself on the picture, so that might make sense.
So that's what you're thinking, that you gained weight in your face? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Even though I feel it in my face.
Even though I feel it in my face.
I'm feeling nervous.
I'm feeling nervous.
Imagining posting this picture on my Instagram.
Imagining posting this picture on my Instagram.
People are going to think that she's gained weight.
People are going to think, oh, she's gained weight.
And I deeply and completely accept myself.
And I deeply and completely accept myself.
Even though I feel nervous in my face.
Even though I feel nervous in my face.
Just imagining posting that picture on Instagram.
Just imagining posting that picture on Instagram.
And people are going to think, oh, she's gained weight.
And people are going to think, oh, she's gained weight.
I deeply and completely accept myself.
I deeply and completely accept myself.
Even though I feel nervous in my face.
Even though I feel nervous in my face.
People are going to see that picture of me on Instagram.
People are going to see that picture of me on Instagram.
And they're going to say, she's gained weight.
And they're going to say, she's gained weight.
I deeply and completely accept myself.
I deeply and completely accept myself.
Feeling nervous.
Feeling nervous.
Feeling nervous.
Feeling nervous.
Feeling nervous in my face.
Feeling nervous in my face.
People are going to see that picture.
People are going to see that picture.
You're going to see my face.
They're going to see my face.
And they're going to think she's gained weight.
And they're going to think she's gained weight.
Feeling nervous.
Feeling nervous.
They're going to think she's gained weight.
They're going to think she's gained weight. I feel like this one went down really fast.
Okay. Thinking about posting the picture on Instagram, Are you feeling any nervousness?
No.
Okay. And imagine that somebody makes a comment, boy, Michelle, looks like you gained weight.
I have. Since high school I have. But but I'm okay with that.
That's okay. If somebody makes a comment on there?
Yeah,
okay.
I think about my model, and it's like all about confidence and kind of owning what you are right now, and so I want to be a representation of that.
Cool. Okay, so when are you going to have that picked up? Let's have some accountability here.
Accountability, I would say by tomorrow.
Tomorrow? Okay, great. You are going to send me a link to that. And a link to the Facebook Live when it's done. And here's the thing. I'm going to put it up connected to this video. How do you feel about that? Because it's going to go out even further.
I feel excited but nervous.
Okay. And let's hear why. What's the nervousness about?
Because it's a lot of people that might see it.
Okay. And so how much is a lot? In your mind, how much? How many people would it take for you to get nervous?
For me to get nervous would be like 20 people.
20 people will see it? Feeling nervous that 20 people will see it? Okay, even though I feel nervous.
Even though I feel nervous.
Because it'll go out to more people.
Because it'll go out to more people.
To 20 people.
To 20 people.
And I'm feeling nervous.
And I'm feeling nervous.
I deeply and completely accept myself.
I deeply and completely accept myself.
Even though I feel nervous.
Even though I feel nervous.
It'll go out to 20 people.
It'll go out to 20 people.
I deeply and completely accept myself.
I deeply and completely accept myself.
Even though I'm feeling nervous.
Even though I'm feeling nervous.
To put that out there.
To put that out there.
For you to share it.
For you to share it.
What if 20 people see it?
What if 20 people see it?
I deeply and completely accept myself.
I deeply and completely accept myself.
Feeling nervous.
Feeling nervous.
That 20 people will see it.
That 20 people will see it.
Feeling nervous.
Feeling nervous.
That 20 people will see it.
That 20 people will see it.
Feeling nervous.
Feeling nervous.
That 20 people will see it.
That 20 people will see it.
Feeling nervous.
Feeling nervous.
That 20 people will see it.
That 20 people will see it. I feel like 20 is like a good amount for me to say that we'll see it. But hopefully it'll just spread. And then.
So you're hoping that will spread?
Yeah.
Okay. So what if I told you that we have a huge email list and a huge following? It's going to definitely be more than 20 people.
I figured as much. Yeah.
Is it going to be okay?
The nerves kind of went up a little bit more on that one, if it's more than 20.
If it's more than 20, okay, let me hear the voice in your head. So, what?
It's just like oh gosh, pressure's on.
Okay. Pressure's on to do what?
To perform, to be good. To be good enough, I guess.
With that one or the next one?
The first one.
Okay.
Well, I guess, yeah, I didn't even think about the next one.
All right. Nervous, 0 to 10.
A 6.
Okay. Do you feel it anywhere?
In my throat.
Okay. Even though I'm feeling nervous in my throat.
Even though I'm feeling nervous in my throat.
What if it goes out to more than 20 people?
What if it goes out to more than 20 people?
Oh gosh, the pressure is on.
Oh gosh, the pressure's on.
It's got to be good.
It's got to be good.
I deeply and completely accept myself.
I deeply and completely accept myself.
Even though I feel all of this pressure and nervousness.
Even though I feel all this pressure and nervousness.
What if it goes out to more than 20 people?
What if it goes out to more than 20 people?
It's got to be good.
It's got to be good.
I deeply and completely accept myself.
I deeply and completely accept myself.
Even though, what if it goes out to more than 20 people?
Even though, what if it goes out to more than 20 people?
And I feel nervous in my throat.
And I feel nervous in my throat.
All this pressure.
All this pressure.
It's got to be good.
It's got to be good.
I deeply and completely accept myself.
I deeply and completely accept myself.
All this pressure.
All this pressure.
It's got to be good.
It's got to be good.
Feeling nervous in my throat.
Feeling nervous in my throat.
All this pressure to be good.
All this pressure to be good.
More than 20 people will see it.
More than 20 people will see it.
Feeling all this pressure to be good.
Feeling all this pressure to be good.
Feeling nervous in my throat.
Feeling nervous in my throat.
Oh gosh, it's got to be good.
Oh gosh, it's got to be good. I actually feel really good. I feel excited. I feel like it's more of a thought in my head, like I'm going to reach the people who need it or who identify with what I'm saying, and the people who don't will fall off, and that's okay.
Okay, great. Good.
Yeah.
Good. So I'm going to leave it because that is, I mean, I was really pushing it with the testing by saying, get it up there and thousands of people are going to see it.
Yeah.
And it might be more comfortable for you to just take that initial step to, wow, I did my first one. Yay. 5 people saw it. Hooray. I got a couple of likes. Yay.
Yeah.
So I think that there is something to be said for that. But you tell me, if you feel comfortable enough and you feel like, yeah, I want it out there, I'd be happy to put it on the link.
Okay. Thank you so much for that.
All right. So great, Michelle. I think this is a good start. I think you have other pieces to do. But certainly I think this moves you forward.
Absolutely. Thanks so much, Alina. I feel good.